Hi everybody, this is Kevin from Texas Yard, Main and More, and today I'm doing some plumbing, and I figured, hey, I'll go ahead and do a video on this. This video is going to be about taking out the tub drain from the bottom of your tub. Oftentimes what happens is these get discolored and it just looks ugly, so now I've got a nice shiny chrome one, and I'm going to show you how to take these out. They can be difficult, but with a few simple steps and a few tools, it can make it a lot easier. So I'm doing a video on this for all of you out there who can't get one of these out of your tub. So in the tub here you can see I have a variety of tools. I got a hammer, I've got a heat gun, which you may not necessarily need, but in some cases when they're being stubborn, heat causes the metal to contract, and so it helps you to loosen up this part, the threads. So I've had to use a heat gun before and it broke it loose, so you may need that or you might not. You could also use a hair dryer, your wife's hair dryer or even yours. But also I've got a hammer, I've got a scraper to scrape around that bottom part right there to get all that crud out of there, plumber's putty and whatever else gunk's up in there. And also if you take this part off, there's going to be a bunch of mineral deposits and gunk back there too, so you're going to have to scrape that up to clean it up. And let me zoom back out here. You need a screwdriver. This is going to be used to put the screws in over here, but also you're going to use it on this drain removal tool. There's two sizes on these. This is the small end, which is for like 1.5 inches inside diameter, and then this side is for the larger drains. And this one in particular is the smaller size drain, and you can see it's got notches, and those notches line up with that little piece right there that broke out. And oftentimes it is going to break out, and this tool is not going to remove it if it's on there super tight. So that's when you come to this tool. I've got it on a breaker bar. You could use it on a 1/2 inch drive ratchet as well, but I found that the breaker bar gives you a lot better leverage. And basically what's going to happen is, here's the old one, you're going to thread this. There's threads in here, and this has threads on it as well, and you simply turn it on here and it threads down. So oftentimes what you got to do is take this breaker bar and you're going to put it in this hole, and you're going to try to, inside the drain hole, and you're going to want to make sure that this is level, and you're going to tap it with this hammer. You're not going to wail on it, you're just going to give it a love tap just to get it to where these teeth on the side here grip it. And you want to make sure that your breaker bar is lined up as far to this closest side to you on the tub so that you can turn this to break it loose. And this is a game changer. This breaker bar works wonders, and it came loose very easily using this breaker bar. I tried the tub drain wrench on it, and this broke this part off. So if this breaks off, then you've got to go to this method over here. And these parts, that's about 30 bucks. You can pick those up on Amazon, or you could go to Lowe's or Home Depot. Sometimes the big box stores don't have them in stock. So I just ordered it on Amazon and got it like overnight. Then you've got your new O-rings. Whoops. Here's your new ring that you're going to put inside the drain. Once you get the drain off, you take that off. This new rubber ring goes, you're going to tuck it in between the bottom of the tub and the top of the drain. And you just simply work it in. It slides in between the tub and the top of the drain, and then that's going to help. You want to make sure it's lined up too, and that's going to help seal the water so that as water goes down the drain it doesn't leak. You can see the old one right there. It's all crusted, dried out, and they don't last forever. This house was built in 1986, so I'm guessing it's probably original. Also, you got a little scraper. That's to help scrape off all the crud. And you may even have to use a brush and a little scrubby with some water to clean up around the drain. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the new parts in. And one of the things I wanted to show you is I ran into some issues trying to find a replacement for this. This is chrome colored, and it's for 1.5 inches inside diameter, but then you got to account for these threads out here, and I could not find a replacement for this until I did this, and I'll show you here in a sec. So over here I had to kind of mix and match parts to get it to work. So they sell different kits that come as like you get 2 packs of parts. You got the ones with the trip lever, which you can use, which I have in this tub. And then you also have, and then it's got the drain cover, and then it's got the thread sleeve. And then if you notice, this is colored brass. So the one that came out of my tub is chrome. And it's supposed to work. Here it is. Here's the white thread sleeve. I didn't need this to use this part on mine because that would just make the threads even wider. And so I would take this off by turning it counterclockwise until it comes all the way off. And if you notice, it's brass colored. And even though it was close, it would not work on this drain with those threads, even though it's supposed to. So what I ended up doing is I went back to Lowe's. These are Danco, by the way, made by the company Danco. And the part on this one is 80977. And this is the part that did not work, but I used that part out of it. So I mixed and matched. And then here's the one that comes with just a cover plate if you're not using the trip lever to release the water. But it came with the push stopper. And I'm not going to use the push stopper. I want to continue to use the trip lever. And behind that, I'm going to show you when I take that apart what you're going to see. And basically it's kind of like a seesaw. There's a weight behind there that goes up and down, and that's what keeps the water from either draining or you know, so you can fill the tub up, or to release the water. So, and in this part came the part that I needed, and that's this part. And if you notice, it's chrome colored. And I don't know if it had to do with the manufacturing process or what have you, but the brass colored one was off just by probably micrometers, maybe 1 or 2 micrometers or millimeters, whatever they're calling it, I guess millimeter, and it would not screw down. But when I got this Danco product, it came with the chrome colored, and this works. It screws in. And if you notice, I don't have the sleeve adapter on here because I don't need it. So you may or may not need it. And if you do need it, you just simply pull the old one out of here, you unscrew it and take it off. And depending on the width of your drain, you may need it or you might not. And I don't. So also, from one of these mix and match packs, I believe it's this one here. It comes with the drain cover. So I'm going to use the drain cover that screws into this part, but you're going to need 1 3/4 inch length, and you're going to need 5/16 inch screw and to be able to put this cover on. It's basically gonna fit over the top of this, and then the screw holds it down. And you want one of those screw heads that are round but kind of countersunk on the sides, tapered, in order to screw it on there. So this is threaded, this hole right here. And this is the X that I was showing you earlier that actually breaks loose. This is cheap metal. You know, I don't know why they don't make them bigger, thicker, more durable, but they're just cheap metal. I don't know if they're designed to break. Maybe a plumber out there could tell us in the comment section. But this is the one I'm going to use. And so I'm going to show you how to install it. This was just an overview of my situation, and hopefully you get something out of this. But I'm going to go ahead and put the camera in the cradle, and I'll show you how to install this. All right, and we're back, and I'm going to put on the new parts. And what I wanted to show you is we're going to go ahead and put this in. You'll see some people lube this up. I don't really do that. They'll put some glue on it, or not glue, but some kind of a lubricant, which I don't do. I just simply put it in there. You saw how easy that happened. You just simply slide it in between the tub and the top of the drain. And so that's in there. And now what we need is you got to get some plumber's putty, and you can pick this up. This is made by Odie. And we're just simply going to take some out. That's going to go around this drain here, the seal between the new drain and the tub. And I'm going to go ahead and just take some out of here. And this is kind of hard, so we're going to see if we can try to break it up with a screwdriver here. Oh, we don't want that. So we're going to take some of this out, and we're simply going to just roll it like a dough. Hopefully y'all can see that. And I use this cleaner to go around the drain here. And it looks like I'm going to end up having, this is dripping a little bit. So I'm going to end up having to replace the valve that's inside of here on the nozzle. It's dripping, so it's got a leak. Basically, you're gonna roll this out like a dough, like a breadstick or something, and you're simply just gonna wrap it around this, like so. Kind of going back to our elementary school days, where we got to play with clay, and you're just gonna work it around the edges here, and you don't want to get too far down on these threads because it's got a thread in, and then you basically take it and you screw it in and get it started. And you want to do it by hand because you don't want to strip those threads. And then you got your plumber's wrench. We're using the small side, and you're just going to take that and you're going to do it by hand as far down as possible as you can, and you're going to start to see this plumber's putty squeeze out. And this is where your screwdriver also comes in, is there's holes in the side here, and you can just simply take your screwdriver and put it through that hole, or this has also got hex sides on this, and you can use a wrench on this as well. I'm just going to use the screwdriver because that's what's available right now. And you just keep turning it until you got it tightened down nice and tight to where you feel comfortable that it's going to provide a good seal. Hopefully you can see that my hat's not getting in the way. And you can see all this extra plumber's putty coming out. So you simply put that back in your your container. And I'm going to squeeze it a little bit more. And we'll take some more of that off. And that's basically providing a seal here. Waterproof seal. You just test it one more time. There it is. Yeah, that's pretty tight. So that's how you screw it in there. And then the next part is we're gonna take this off. Hopefully you can see that. Let me just double check. Yep, you can see up there. And sometimes you'll need a standard screwdriver, and sometimes you'll need a Phillips. So this has a reversible tip. So you can simply just flip it around. And I'm going to try to zoom in for you so you can see this part. Give you a better view of it. There we go. Sorry about the camera work. So we're going to take this part off because we have a new one. And you just simply take these screws out. And you want to hang on to them just in case the new ones don't fit. So that's going to reveal behind here, behind your triple lever here, you're going to pull this up and you're going to see kind of like a fish line. Turn it around here so you can see. So this acts like it's a counterweight. So this weight, there's a drain back here and it's a pipe, and this goes down as you flip the lever up, and as you flip the lever down it pulls it up, and that allows you to drain the water. So basically what we're going to do is take this cotter pin off of here, and it's just a simple little cotter pin, and see if I got my needle nose pliers here. We're simply going to take that loose. So you simply just pinch them together and you're going to straighten that out, and you're going to pull this cotter pin out. And you'll see these pins used in a lot of different things. And there, the pin is out. And so now your linkage is free. You're going to save, I think they come with a new one, but basically that pin just goes through these holes right here. And then this just flips up and down. What happens is these get all scummed up with soap scum and hard water deposits. I probably could clean this up and make it look shiny again, but I'm just going to replace it since I have one, and we'll put the new one on. So this is the kit. That this part was the part that wouldn't work, but I'm going to use this part out of the kit. They do sell these separate, but this whole kit was about $19, $20, and this alone was probably half of the cost. I mean, or more. So I'm just going to use the one that comes in this kit. And we'll just open this up. And this part number is 80977. That this part is included in, and the other one is, I needed the part that comes with this to screw into the bottom here, but this is 88981. That just had a basic flat cover plate, but this is the part I needed. And I'm not using the push valve. So we're gonna open this one up, and inside of it comes the new one. It's got 2 new screws and it's got a new cotter pin. So that's simply gonna go right here. You get these screws and cotter pin out. So don't want to lose these down your drain. So be careful. Here's the old cotter pin, here's the new one. And we're gonna put this back on. Hopefully you can see that. I'm doing this. Hopefully you can see that. And you simply push the pin through like that. That's your linkage. And then you're going to want to bend this. So that it can't come off. So there you'll see you want these bent in opposite directions. So there you can see that this one's bent up, this one's bent down. So now, what you could do is clean this with a little bit of, you could clean this with a emery paper or something just to make it more smooth, but this one feels slimy. So I don't, the other one that I've done another one and it was rough, so I sanded it down just to make it smooth. But basically you're going to push this back down into the hole, and on this piece here you're going to want to make sure, if you look, there's a section that's missing on this plate that you want that to be pointing up, because that's where your drain, if this overfills, you want it to be able to drain. So if somebody leaves the water running, the tub doesn't overflow and then you have more problems. So you want to make sure that this notched out part is pointing up. And then we're going to see if these screws fit. And they do. So the new screws are working. We can get rid of those old nasty ones. And you simply, oh, it needs a flat tip. Screw these down. And you don't have to torque these screws down, just as long as it's snug. And I've noticed back here we can clean this up a little bit with the scrubby. Just get you a scrubby and clean behind here. Make it look pretty. Use some Comet or whatever your favorite cleaner is. And then now what you got to do is you want to test it. And one of the things you can do is make sure this goes up and down, which it does. Down is where the drain is open. And make sure it's working. And then now we want to go up. And water is filling the tub. So we know the drain is working. And then what you're going to do is let it run for a little bit. Just to make sure that the water continues to fill. And then you can turn the water off and listen, see if you hear any water draining. And I do not. And you could also let it to continue to fill, but you can put a piece of painter's tape or a piece of scotch tape right here, or not scotch, but masking tape, so that you can mark the level of it, fill it up to the bottom of that, and then just watch it over time to make sure that the water stays in the tub. But I don't hear any leaks. I don't hear draining or anything like that. So that's how easy it is to replace one of these drains, as well as the trip lever for the drain. Anybody can do this if you just have a few tools you're willing to invest in, and that's why I do these videos, is to show you. So if you got something out of this video, great, but I highly recommend this tool right here to remove it, using a 1/2-inch breaker bar. Thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great day, and please hit that notification bell in the upper right hand corner. Take care, have a great day.